So I think the market's down 20 to 40% in the next 18
I
months.
think that qualifies as a bear market then under those.
Retail investors are really good at doing the wrong thing on both the top and the bottom, and make for a wonderful indicator.
Yes.
I mean, people aren't spending any money on R&D anymore. If you look at it, it's all a big financial engineering schemes. There's financial engineering that's going on, right? There's a little bit of gaming that's going on. It's a lack of spending because they know the market rewards multiples on earnings, and well, if you spend on R&D, you don't earn money, so just borrow money and go buy what you want.
One of the fascinating things about oil and fracking is that fracking companies don't make any money. If you look at free cash flow, you really wonder how sustainable this cycle is.
There's definitely a slowdown occurring in lending. We're seeing loan paydowns. This began last year, and it accelerated into the year, and we've seen it all year this year, and it's harder to find loan demand. So this is real.
So, I'm not saying anything nefarious here, okay, but it just seems to me that it would be something that would be helpful to pensions.
To not have to mark to market. I think it's helpful to the career of the allocator that put the money in there because they can't get fired in 6 months, and when it hits the fan, they're going to go get a new job before it has to be marked to market. So it's a wonderful career management behavioral
Well, it's kicking
tool.
the can down the road.
Right? It's beautiful, right?
There's a lot of bums that sit in these asset allocator seats, and they see value in the seat. This is no different than in the long-only world where you had people saying things like, oh, well, you can't get fired for owning Philip Morris or IBM or GE, and guess what? You can, and you should.
With the SALT deduction caps, Trump basically put a bullet in New York and California. They're done. Right, especially as we have these massive deficits and we have no deduction on 15% taxes in New York on the state level, and then that federal rate's going to start moving back up. You just have no incentive to stay in these places. All the rich people are going to leave first, and then the tax rates are going to have to go up more, and then everyone's flooding out.
What's really important here, I think, is to play good defense, know that we've had a tremendous run, and know that we're likely getting close to the end of a cycle, but who's to say when it's going to occur?
I think this is one of those issues where both Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders are on the same page, and they would be united against China in this sort of trade war issue. And essentially, the administration has come to China and said, listen, our goal is to keep tariffs as low as possible. We're at 3. We'd like you to be there. If that's not the case, then we'll match you at 10, and that's what we'll be, and it'll hurt. I think it ends up getting resolved. I think the Chinese are somewhat of a paper tiger.
And if rates continue this rise, the economy is going to be different than it was over the past 10, 15 years. I am a specialist in, gold stocks, gold companies. I'm not always a bull on gold, but I think the stars are aligning right here.
Yeah, I think just being defensive is not just to be defensive, it's so you could be offensive later. I'm excited. I think it's an exciting time. I think obviously drawdowns are difficult, but if you do the right thing, that's where you make the most money. So.